Hey everybody,
Hello there, folks.
welcome back to week 14.
Yeah, we're almost
We got
done.
4 weeks left.
Yeah, almost done, man.
Dude,
And
time flies, man. Time
everybody off
flies.
bye week now.
All right, first off, we got the Packers traveling to the Detroit Lions and losing 31 to 34.
I'm gonna be honest, this is like one of the three games that were good this week.
Wild game. Wild. I thought the Lions were going to absolutely smoke them in the first half, and then all of a sudden it's like Packers just started just hitting on big plays. Christian Watson had a huge game.
The Packers are always a team like there's just always something missing. You know what I mean? Even when they had Rodgers, like, do you ever feel like the Packers like they always just had something missing? You know what I mean?
I don't think they do this year because of Josh Jacobs. I think that was that kind of that missing,
Oh yeah.
the missing component. I just feel like now the receiver talent is just not as adequate as it should be.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like Dontavian Wicks. I like Romeo Dobbs. I like
Yeah.
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson had that nasty fumble.
I like Jaden Reed. They just have too many drops.
Yeah. Well, that
Like-
fumble killed them. Killed the Packers. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that
Christian
game.
Watson's just his ball skills are just not.
yeah.
He's still pretty raw, which is really surprising for a guy like him.
And Dan Campbell has balls of steel going for it on fourth down like that.
Every time, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
I was seeing some talk shows like, oh, this could be to their detriment. It's like
I don't think so.
I don't think that they're gonna be stupid about it anymore. I think, well, especially for last year, like when they were playing the Niners and they went for it on fourth down when they should have kicked field goals. It's like, yeah, that's when it's like, okay, that's when you kick field goals.
Yeah. Well, it keeps working. So.
In the end, a field goal won it for them. So it's like, okay, well, maybe going for on fourth down isn't ever like a bad. Oh, I don't think they're rolling. I think ESPN and all those big companies, they have their own analytics departments, but I think the Lions have their own analytics too, and I think that theirs is a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
So, Lions are definitely winning the North now.
Yeah, they
They-
might go Super. They're probably the Super Bowl favorites or
If-
NFC.
They got to win. They pretty much got to win one game, and that's it. They lock up the North.
At this point, it's looking like Eagles and Lions to the NFC Championship game right now. At this point, where
Yeah.
we stand.
Well, the Eagles need help. The Eagles are going to need at least a loss for the Lions.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the Eagles, let's go jump to them. We have the Panthers. We have the Eagles hosting the Panthers and winning 16-22. I don't know why the Eagles were favored by -14. That was the most fraudulent freaking line I've ever seen in my life. That is insane.
Like I
It's
know,
plus 14 against a middling team like in a team like the Eagles.
yeah. Look, I knew the Eagles were probably going to win this game, but again, like you saw what's going on right now between AJ Brown and
They're not a blow 'em out type of team.
well, they're not. But you see what's going on between like Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown right now. They're fighting right now.
Okay, actually, yeah. Let me rephrase. They could be a blow 'em out type of team for bigger teams that they
Yeah.
know that they want to stick it to. But when it's like the Carolina Panthers, they look
They
past
sleep
them.
on them. They,
They
really
look
do.
they look past teams, which is like they still win, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They might look past the wrong team in the playoffs.
You know, I remember they lost to the Bucks. The Bucks are the one that beat the Lions in the
Yeah.
Eagles this year.
The Bucks and the Rams are kind of the boogeymen of the NFC playoffs right
Yeah.
now. They're the boogeymen. It's like I don't think any team wants to play them.
Like they could beat you at just the right time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or wrong time if you're the other team.
Well, and I don't really know how much. I don't really know how much of that AJ Brown, Devonta Smith drama is really real. To be honest, I think it's more of just a case of Saquon Barkley is just having an absolutely smashing season with the Eagles.
Well, that's what Brandon Graham was saying after when he was at an interview.
Well, and also Saquon will talk to him. Like that's why you have a character like Saquon Barkley in your locker room because Saquon will talk to him.
Well, I think it's just
Like,
AJ,
come on, guys.
well, I think it's just AJ Brown and Jalen. I think him and Devontae are fine, as
Well,
far as I know.
I don't know. These guys are always going to be like, oh, I need the ball. And there was a few plays where like AJ Brown was like wide open too. So it's
Yeah.
like, you can't really play like that. You can play like that against the Panthers when it's a bigger team like the Lions and AJ Brown's like in single coverage and you decide to have a 3-yard game with Saquon Barkley instead of a 70-yard touchdown. Yeah, that's not going to fly. So I mean, AJ Brown's every right to be mad. But yeah, I like Eagles and Lions are pretty much the two teams that are separating themselves. But there is another team that's 11-2. Their name is the Minnesota Vikings, and they won 42-21 with Kirk Cousins' return game to Minnesota. Sam Darnold had 5 touchdowns in this game.
It might be time to bench Cousins.
Yeah, I want to see Penix.
Well, here's the easy.
Agreed. I want to see
He's-
Penix.
The past 4 games, he's had 0 touchdowns and 8 picks.
Can Penix do worse than that? If Penix throws 1 touchdown, he had a better 4-game
Because
span.
here's the thing: the Falcons are still in this race, but they're not for long if Cousins keeps playing the way he does.
I think they're toast. I think
Yeah.
their offense has just become so one-dimensional
And with-
because it's Bijan or nothing.
And with Mike Evans back, I think the Bucks are gonna probably take that division.
Yeah, and I just they're
The
The
Vikings look
Falcons'
good.
play concepts are so weird. Like they had Pitts going early, and then all of a sudden Pitts is just not there. And then they have Drake London getting like 14 targets for only like 80 yards. So that means they have a lot of out routes and a lot of smaller like routes. It's like, okay, maybe having Kirk Cousins call the plays wasn't the best idea
Yeah, because
he seems to be a dink and dunker.
he's looking old.
Well, the Achilles injury, he just can't generate the kind of torque that he needs to throw a ball with any kind of velocity. So every ball is this touch pass.
Yeah, it's like medium range or like short range passes.
Even medium range, short range passes. There was a one pick six that was like a 20-yard throw, and he just got picked off. Well, and that was another thing with the Byron Murphy interception too, because like literally Byron Murphy caught that with one hand. It was so perfect for him to just catch it with one hand. Like Kirk Cousins is throwing some softballs, man. Their offense still put up 21, so it's like Bijan Robinson's still an amazing player.
Yeah, but
like let's face it.
Yeah, but Cousins' picks are bad. Those are like bad picks.
You costing the team wins. Whereas Sam Darnold,
the wide receivers are good, dude.
Whew. Yeah, Jordan Addison, man,
He had 3 touchdowns, right?
he is finally not finally sparking. Like Jordan Addison's probably
Becoming more of a force on the offense.
Is he better than Devonta Smith's number 2 right now?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean,
Is he just in a better? I think he's just in a better offense for passing.
the Vikings got 2 really good wide receivers, dude.
I don't think Devonta Smith. Well, I mean, I think the way the Eagles are constructed and the way the Vikings are constructed, the Vikings are very high flying, air it out kind of offense, whereas the Eagles are like, we're going to run the football a lot.
Yeah.
And if we throw the. I empathize with AJ Brown, but please, Sirianni cannot listen to him.
It still shocks me that we could have had the Eagles have both. They could have had Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, and Devontae Smith on their team at one point.
That's so right. That's so crazy to think about, man.
Like they could have had that wide receiver duo.
That's so crazy to think about. Well, I guess you could say that, but like maybe they wouldn't have gotten Devonta Smith,
Yeah.
or maybe AJ Brown would have got traded to them.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, the Vikings are such an interesting team because like I don't
defense is good still.
they could go down to Jacksonville and barely pull out a victory, and then they just go blow out the Falcons.
I think they do what you say the Eagles do. They kind of look past teams sometimes.
I don't think they look past any team, to be honest. Vikings are a very solid franchise.
Or like I think they overestimate their opponents. That makes sense.
I don't think Sam Darnold has the kind of firepower to. I mean, he's proven in this game that he has the fire. Like, he can throw up 5 touchdowns in a victory, but when they actually play like the hard teams, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
Which Sam Darnold is it going to be? All right, we'll just jump around to the Saints winning 14-11.
This game, the Giants heartbreaking.
The Giants just find new ways to lose, bro. They
Dude.
just find absolutely just the most heartbreaking new ways to lose.
Yeah.
Missed a field goal to lose this game. Scored 11 points.
Yeah, like
So they scored a 2-point conversion, a field goal,
actually,
and a touchdown.
I think.
That is wild, man. That is wild. Did they have a safety?
I don't think they did. But I think here's the thing. I think they're leading the first round pick right now.
First overall pick.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the Raiders and then them. It's Raiders and then Giants right now.
So it's Shador and probably
Travis, maybe. They'd probably pick
Do you think the
Travis.
Giants would pick Travis over a quarterback?
Well, they need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, I would see that. I could totally see them checking.
I need to make a bet that's gonna be Quinn Ewers.
That's a second overall.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. They picked Sam Darnold.
I would
6 overall.
I would let the field play out first, and then I'll decide.
I just see them making some silly pick like that, dude. But we don't really need to talk about these teams. Like Giants are garbage.
They're both these teams are done.
Yeah.
These 2 teams are going to be the fun late afternoon games where like one of the players has like 4 touchdowns of receiving or something like that.
And the Saints, we knew we weren't going to make.
These are the
anyway.
fantasy matchups you need to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. These are the fantasy matchups you need to look out for because teams like this can absolutely sink your season if you're not paying attention. All right, but no need to talk about the Saints and the Giants.
Yeah.
Next, we got the Dolphins hosting the Jets and winning it 26-32.
Overtime
Dolphins
game.
winning 32. Yeah, this game went to overtime.
I still don't think the Dolphins are making playoffs. I just feel like
You feel like they're making? Well, no, they're not making the playoffs.
They're not. No, I don't think either one of them are.
There's there's 3 teams that have over 8 wins.
That's
in
what
the
I'm trying
wild
to.
card round
No, that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. Like, there's.
There's only one team. I think there's only really one team that could actually make a late season push.
I don't even think that. It's so weird. The NFL this year, the
Dolphins are literally the only team. I think.
Well, the playoff teams are like pulling away from like the bad teams. You even notice that?
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at in the hunt, I'm like, there's not a lot of teams in the hunt right now.
Yeah, Dolphins kind of got buried early, so yeah, I don't see them making the playoffs.
I think the Dolphins have the only real shot, and that's even a long stretch.
Yeah. All right, next we'll move down to the Steelers hosting the Browns, winning 27-14. Steelers still are just probably the toughest team in the NFL. Maybe outside of the Broncos, or I'd say the Chargers.
Make a bet here. I think that team could make a late playoff push.
The Steelers?
They can make a Super Bowl, yeah. They're playing very well.
I don't want to go so far as to say Super Bowl.
This team could beat the Chiefs, I think.
But
after the last game, I don't know, bro.
I wouldn't go that far.
After the Chargers, yeah, but we'll stick on this game. Jameis, still Jameis.
I just looked down. Okay, so sorry to jump around a little bit, but I just saw it. I looked at my score for Jacksonville, Tennessee. I said 9-6. The actual score, Jacksonville won 10-6.
Oh my goodness, you were only off by 1 point.
I fucking knew it, man. Like these two teams suck ass.
But back to the Steelers and Browns. The Browns are gone. They're not in playoff contention. They're the normal Browns.
Yeah, the Jameis Winston party train is over.
Yeah.
Thank God. Well, not thank God. I mean, I hope that Winston.
I mean,
I don't know, man. Winston's an interesting cat because he's been he's actually done like terrible things before in his life.
Like I wouldn't start him. I'd definitely put.
But it seems like he's learned his lesson.
Oh yes, he's definitely a backup quarterback. He's not a franchise guy.
Oh yeah, the fact that some Cleveland Browns fans were talking about Jameis Winston becoming the franchise quarterback after that 500-yard performance.
Yeah,
he had threw 500 yards against the number one defense in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Yeah, like I mean,
whatever.
He also Judy.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, they're on their backups, so literally, like one of the backups, like literally had the worst corner performance in NFL history.
The thing is,
like Levi Wallace, Levi, like I'm sorry, bro, like dude, yeah. Thank you for getting cut, man. Like, please just fade into obscurity quickly.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude, that's crazy.
So
anyway, we don't need to keep.
I don't think we need to talk about this team anymore. Steelers are really good. Browns are trash.
I think Steelers finally figured out that Najee Harris actually is an efficient runner if you actually know how to use him correctly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Arthur Smith's actually doing with Najee Smith.
Yeah,
Najee Harris.
And again, Russell Wilson has playoff experience. He's been to a Super Bowl twice. So I mean,
they're a tough team to beat. Like, they really are.
Look out for the Steelers, dude. They could be a tough out.
All right, next we got the Buccaneers hosting the Las Vegas. I said the Oakland Raiders. The Las Vegas. You wouldn't be able to tell with their record.
The Gruden Bowl.
Yeah,
this is the Gruden Bowl.
Yeah, the John Gruden ghost was over this game.
Raiders currently hold the first overall pick.
Yeah, 28-13 was the score for the Buccaneers versus Raiders.
Baker played okay. He had 2 picks. I didn't like it. A fumble lost. He kind of has Bakerisms, but this team's probably going to South.
The defense is so brutal, though. I mean, have you seen the Buccaneers' injuries on defense?
Yeah,
that's they're second. If they go up against any high flying offense, they're gonna struggle.
They just lost Winfield.
Yeah, Antoine Winfield's a big loss. They get any deep shots. You could throw, Buccaneers feel like the team that's gonna sneak into the playoffs and then just get trounced.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
they're just too hurt.
The NFC South kind of isn't that good this year, though.
Well, that doesn't matter. The South's only gonna send one team anyway, so the one team they are gonna send is gonna probably either be the Bucs or the Falcons.
Yeah.
And let's face it, like I don't really think either of those teams are very particularly great, but the Buccaneers are still, this is the one thing though about the Bucs is like you really can't underestimate Baker Mayfield though.
Yeah. No, like Baker move around the pocket, dude. He can go off at any time.
He's QB2 in fantasy football, man. Like he was QB2 in fantasy football for a long time. Like he could sling the pill.
Yeah.
And he doesn't back down from a challenge, which is something I appreciate about him.
Okay, I just know the list. We talked about the Jets and the Miami Dolphins, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I just want to be sure because I thought we did, but I was like, did we?
We did. We
glossed over because it's like
I don't know, man. It's hard to cover teams that you feel like neither of these teams gonna make. Like the Jaguars and the Titans. Like, why the hell were you even talking about that? Like, guys, did anybody even watch that game?
Okay, great. Jags won.
Did anybody even watch that game? Like,
no, if you watch that game, you're the real loser.
I watched that game. I wanted to see another Will Levis meme.
Well,
also, like, when you have the multi-view up, it's easy to, like,
it's like,
look, it's Will Levis, your boy.
Oh, look, Jags won anyway.
I hope they bring him back next year. Titans, he has please suck forever, dude.
I think it's wild. You're only 1 point off that score.
I fucking knew it, man. I'm like, there's no way. These two teams suck ass, man.
Yeah, like you have to be like I saw one tweet like you have to be
suck ass.
I saw one tweet on X. Oh, I guess I saw one X post and it said like you have to be a legit maniac to watch the Jaguars
Guilty.
and Titans play.
Guilty.
Like,
they're on one of the TVs.
Yeah, like well, we're not watching. You're just kind of like off to the side.
Dude,
like,
how-
I guess they won.
Dude, multi-view is I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of glad that Google bought Sunday Ticket because now it's like, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
Like I get to watch all these football games. Like this
And
is
keep up,
wonderful.
and if when you're like doing a show like us, it's a lot easier to keep track of what's going on.
Oh yeah, and NFL Pro too. Like this is wonderful. Like it's so funny to see all the win probabilities. Like some of them is like consistently like goes up to the team that like supposed to win, and then other times it's like this, like literally like the last second thing happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
We have the Seahawks traveling to the Arizona Cardinals and winning 30-18. Seattle's winning the West.
I think they're at this point they are the Cardinals.
Seattle's winning the West. This was it for the Cardinals. If the
Yeah.
Cardinals found a way to win this game, they probably would have still had a shot at the West. But
Yeah.
Seahawks probably winning the West. They have a game advantage on the Rams. The Rams are still hanging in there though.
Yeah. No, they had a good win.
The Rams still hanging in there, but I think Seattle still feels like. I don't know. See, I think Seattle's finally rediscovering their roots by just throwing here. Let's throw Jack Charbonnet, this absolute hammer of a human being. Let's just throw him at a wall and see what happens. And then he had 134 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, I just
like, oh shoot.
Seattle's obviously benefiting from the fact the NFC West is just hit the wall this year. I don't know how or why, but they're just the rest of the NFC West just isn't playing well.
Well, the Niners' run game just absolutely. I mean, they're passing it. Their Niners' offense just is not the same.
It's not at all.
I don't know what their defense just it isn't stopping anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm keeping track.
Right.
I think Gino's still playing well. I don't know, man. I just Seahawks like if they host a wild card team, I think they can win.
Well, Seattle's playing the game like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Gino, I feel like.
Right. Well, and I feel like they're going back more to the Pete Carrollisms.
Yeah.
Which is
Back to the
not
roots.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. They 22 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dude,
Yeah.
feed Charbonnet, bro.
Yeah. Well.
Like they might have the best backfield in
Yeah.
the league.
And that benefits Gino because Gino's not relying on passing the ball too much.
Yeah, and now when you put Kenneth Walker back in, now all of a sudden it's like that offense is going to be really good.
Yeah.
They obviously like DK and all of them are still like JSN is coming into his own too. He's
Yeah.
really playing well.
He's doing very well.
All right, next I think this is probably the most party like game of the week.
Yeah.
Bills losing 42-44 with the Rams.
Josh Allen's won MVP.
6 total touchdowns.
I mean,
Yep.
unless Saquon breaks the record,
Mm-hmm.
I think
I can't believe the Rams pulled this one out though.
Yeah,
that was so incredible.
this just shows Puka had a game.
Bills have no defense.
Bills got no defense.
Bills don't have big time.
That's
defense.
what exposed the Bills for me. I'm like, oh, dude, they can.
They don't have big time defense.
If you got a competent head coach, you could score on this team.
They need Superman to win a game for them.
Yeah,
They have to like. I think Sean McDermott should just tell the defense like, hey guys, like we know you guys aren't very good, so we need Josh Allen to win this
Yeah.
for us. Like you need to feed all your energy into making sure that the man's healthy.
yeah. And the Rams aren't far behind the Seattle Seahawks.
They're exactly 1 win behind, so we'll have to see. The Rams have a pretty cupcake schedule the next few weeks.
They do. That's why I want to see Seattle's.
The only
Seattle
hard
plays.
matchup was the Bills, and they won it. So
Yeah,
yeah, Bill. Oh yeah,
decisive victory.
Yeah, Bills are not a very good team away though. 4-3 away.
I didn't
That's
even realize
barely
that.
500. Yeah,
All
they're,
their losses
they're
came
barely
away.
500 away from what's it called, Orchard Park.
Yeah, no, like that team has to have the playoffs go through Buffalo.
They're not going to. Well, let's do the Bears and Niners. I don't even want to really talk about this
This
game.
looks like
This
a-
game was 24-0.
This
at
was a
one
high
point.
school team playing varsity team. That's what
Yeah.
this game felt like.
Yeah,
Like it was just a boat race. Bears are bad.
the Bears should have fired Eberflus, got Jim Harbaugh, and drafted Jaden Daniels. That's
Yeah.
what should have happened, and they didn't do it.
The thing is, the GM didn't want to fight with Harbaugh. That's probably why they didn't bring him on.
Yeah, the GM's stupid.
He's really stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. You don't get to have all the glitz and glamour and hustle and bustle of drafting Caleb Williams first overall, and then you go 4-9 in the first year.
Yeah,
Like, okay, we see the other guy. The other guy's doing pretty damn good.
Pretty good.
About to make the playoffs his first year. Like highly probably gonna win Rookie of the Year if Bo Nix unless Bo Nix has like a few 4 touchdown games to end the year.
yeah,
Which, hats off Jaden, man. He played outstanding this year.
playing very well.
Yeah, he's played outstanding this year. Whereas Caleb Williams, dude,
Bad
every
situation.
single problem that the college coaches had, he is just exploding on. Like,
Yeah.
holds on for the ball too long. Doesn't, refuses to go down only to take a deeper sack.
Yeah.
Doesn't throw the ball on time. Doesn't throw accurate footballs. Doesn't throw his receivers in stride.
No, he needs
sails footballs. He's Jay Cutler.
Caleb Williams needs
He's Jay Cutler.
he needs a coach like a McVay or like maybe
Bro, I don't know. I think he might be Jay Cutler. I think that's what he is. And I think he could try and be as glamorous and, I paint my nails and all that stuff like that. It's like, yeah. The one guy that didn't do that is making the playoffs.
Yeah.
The one guy that got drafted 11 picks behind you is making the playoffs.
Well, the one thing too.
Like,
all right, now let's get to the most heartbreaking game of the week.
Let's cover the Monday Night Football game first before we do that.
Yeah.
So Bengals found a way to win.
Yeah, barely. Yeah, after that wild last sequence of events.
I'm sorry, I don't even know. We really need to cover this. Too little, too late for both these teams.
Yeah, it is. Too little, too late. I mean, the muff punt was hilarious. The watching the Cowboys lose at home again was hilarious.
That was probably okay. I will talk about that a little bit. That was probably one of the most wild situations I've ever seen in my entire life. A blocked punt that gets recovered by the kicking team.
Gets recovered by the receiving team, then fumbled, and then the kicking team gets it back.
No, well, it wasn't received. It was muffed.
It was muffed, and then the guy catches it, and then he drops it, and then the Bengals pick it up, and then Jamar Chase scores a touchdown.
All right, for any football, like any high school player, college player, pro player, the one situation you do there is you kick the ball to the out of bounds area.
Yeah.
Because the ball's still going to be yours if you possess it. I have no idea how these. It's so crazy how you expect all these professionals and high school players and college players to know the rules, and then you just see it live. You're like, oh, I would have punted that ball out of bounds immediately. Who cares? Give me the penalty. We have possession. They just the fuck. What are you guys What are you talking about here?
Yeah.
That was so wild to me that they didn't even think oh, maybe if I punt the ball to my left side instead of my right side, then maybe I could actually get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are playing this like a team that didn't want to go in overtime.
They're playing like a team that wants to go to Cancun. Yeah. That's what they're playing like.
The season's over. Bengals. I'll give you a stat before this game. Cowboys had 5 touchdowns at home. The Arizona State Sun Devils had 6. The game against Iowa State.
Incredible.
Insane.
All right, now let's go to your game.
Yeah.
Your game of the week. Your goat.
The Chiefs have signed a deal with the Devil Man.
They're winning the 1 seed. It's just it's
they
over.
are. Why pick against them?
Yeah.
Why do it?
You would be 12 and well, if you picked Chiefs money lines, you'd be 12-1. That's I learned this from last year that the Chiefs will never ever cover ever. When you want them to cover, they won't do it. If you don't want them to cover, they'll do it. If you want them to win, or if you want them to lose, they'll win.
Yeah. One thing.
If you want them to win, they'll just win anyway.
The thing I'm gonna say about the Chargers is they're anemic on offense. They need some weapons. Bad. McConkey was out. That didn't help.
Yeah, Quentin Johnson's.
But we narrowed the gap. Harbaugh's narrowing the gap between the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Well, it's. I think the Chargers actually exposed something about the Chiefs, and that is once they're off script, once it's just pure football, and and Spagnuolo has to call plays, and Andy Reid has to call plays. Once they're off the script, dude, Kansas City does not look very good.
No, and also, hit Mahomes. The quarterback must. What did John Gruden once say? The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. And you saw that whole night, dude. Mahomes is getting hit the whole night.
I think,
he doesn't like throwing. He'll throw on the right. He can, but I don't think he likes doing it.
I think that there's a little hole in the Death Star, and that is their left tackle position.
Yeah, just punish that position.
Yeah, if you need, I would send as many stunts as possible to just absolutely punish that left tackle position, because the left tackle position is undrafted. The Chiefs have gotten so arrogant that they think that they could just play undrafted free agents at left tackle and think that everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you guys are swinging 19, 17, 16. What's gonna happen when you guys play the Lions?
I think this team.
What's gonna happen when they play the Eagles?
This team's gonna lose the Lions.
They're gonna get killed.
This team, if it meets a better opponent, they're gonna lose.
I would be willing to bet that the Chiefs find a way to make the Super Bowl and they get blown the hell out.
I can see that.
I think it's going to be the most shocking. This might be the most shocking Super Bowl of all time.
I think so too.
I think they're going to get blown out by the NFC team. I think whichever NFC team makes it, I think that they're just too strong.
Yeah.
The problem is that the Chiefs are the boogeyman, dude. Like they have
They
that New
don't
England
go away.
aura. They have that New England aura. They really do.
Yeah.
Like it's tough for that. It's tough for anybody to really view them not as like winners. So.
Yeah.
And it's tough for that kind of psychology is just toxic.
Yeah. I just wish the Chargers won, dude. If they just forced a field goal.
They have the formula, man. Just beat the living shit out of them. Like just take them out back and start running the football. Keep Mahomes off the field is what needs to happen.
That's what they
keep
did
the
too.
offense off the field. They can't if Kansas City can't score points and you get them off the field and you go drive down and you score points and you take time off the clock. You got to shorten the game with Kansas City.
But the offense has to score. Your offense has to score. If you keep them off the field long enough and you don't score, you're doomed. That's what happened with the Chargers. They got on the field and they couldn't score.
Long drives, touchdowns. Long drives, rushing, a lot of running plays, touchdowns. That's what beats the Chiefs. Because their defense is physical. They're like Nick Bolton was like, I mean, dude, like some of those hits that he had, and like, this guy would get flagged in any other game. But of course, the officials cover for the Chiefs all the time.
I like that hit he had on Quentin Johnson.
I think this is what you do with the Chiefs. I think you get 7 down linemen and you just bully them.
Exactly.
I think you just bully them. That's because the Chiefs are bullies.
Yeah.
And they're bullies with weak chins. They really are bullies with weak chins. They have gotten so lucky. Like, so let me get this straight. So you win 2 games off of your division rivals, off of a doink field goal.
Yeah, that went in. By the way,
a doink field goal, and one of the most freakish blocks I've ever seen in NFL history, which is like an 800-pound guy versus 300-pound guy.
Like no, their luck's running out. I feel like
it's going to. It's going.
I think the Steelers are going to maul them, dude.
If they play a high, they're gonna have their hands full. They're gonna have their hands full. The Steelers. I don't think they beat the Eagles or the Bills. I honestly.
They're not juggernauts this year. They're not juggernauts.
The teams that Kansas City should be afraid of: Chargers, Broncos, Ravens, Bills.
In the AFC.
Oh, we're not afraid of them. We can take them anytime. We can beat them in Kansas City. We can beat them anywhere.
And the Bengals, whenever they decide to figure their shit out.
Okay, well, if you have to play 2 of them, and then you have to play the Lions, your team's gonna be killed.
Yeah, dude.
Your team's gonna be done.
But anyways, I wish the Chargers would have won. That doink into the field goal just summarized the Chiefs season. Just lucky. They doink it and it goes in.
Oh,
not doink and go out, doink and go in.
Wait, you want to hear something? I picked Kansas City 16-13. I picked them to win off of a bullshit field goal.
Oh, dude. I mean, you're almost right.
I mean, I was 3 points off. But yeah, that was pretty close.
But anyways, all right. Well, that's our season 14.
Did he get any correct scores?
I'm sure we got some somewhere.
No, I didn't get any correct
scores.
I
picked a lot of 17s.
Yeah, I didn't get any. That's fine.
I picked a lot of 17s. Holy
okay.
cow.
Okay. So what was my record this week? So I picked Detroit. I picked Miami. I picked Minnesota. I picked New Orleans. I picked Philadelphia. I picked Pittsburgh. I picked Tampa Bay. I picked Tennessee. Okay, so that was my 1 loss. And then I picked Seattle. I picked Buffalo. Okay, that's 2 losses. And then I picked San Francisco, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Did I pick
Jacksonville? I went fucking... Oh, my God. Dude, that's a good record.
I picked Tennessee. Did I pick Jacksonville? I think I picked Jacksonville.
That was a good record. Yeah, you picked Jacksonville.
All right. I picked the Giants.
But you picked Carolina. You picked Carolina. You picked Arizona.
Carolina almost did it, man.
You picked Chargers, and then I don't think we ever either of us picked the Cowboys this year. I don't think I think we picked the Cowboys earlier in the year, but I don't think
I picked the Bengals.
All right, everybody. That's our week as a recap for week 14. We'll see you next week. Well, we'll see you this week for week 15.
We'll see you for the predictions. All right. Have a good one. Cool.